The Murder of Destiny Norton. Salt Lake City, Utah, 2006. Destiny Norton was a sweet, energetic, 5-year-old girl who loved playing outside. She lived with her parents in Salt Lake City, Utah, in a modest home surrounded by close-knit neighbors. On July 16, 2006, a warm Sunday evening, Destiny was playing outside in her yard when she suddenly vanished. Her parents, Rachel and Rich Norton, initially thought she had wandered off. They searched the area, calling her name, but Destiny was nowhere to be found. Panic quickly set in, and within hours, the police were involved. A massive search operation began, with neighbors, friends, and volunteers scouring the streets and nearby fields. The FBI joined the investigation, and Destiny's face was plastered on missing person posters all over the city. Days passed with no sign of Destiny. The police questioned everyone in the neighborhood, going door to door. One neighbor, 20-year-old Craig Roger Gregerson, lived just a few houses away. He had been interviewed early in the investigation, but had not raised any suspicion. Then, 8 days after Destiny's disappearance, police made a horrifying discovery. Following a tip, they searched Gregerson's home. Inside, in his basement, they found Destiny's lifeless body hidden inside a plastic storage container. She had been there the entire time, just feet away from the frantic search efforts. Gregerson was immediately arrested. Under interrogation, he confessed that he had lured Destiny into his home, where he kept her captive before ultimately killing her. The crime was horrifying in its senseless brutality, shaking the entire community. Gregerson later pleaded guilty to aggravated murder and child kidnapping, avoiding the death penalty, but receiving a life sentence without parole. Neighbors who had spoken with him during the search were haunted by the realization that they had unknowingly interacted with the killer, while Destiny's body lay just a few feet away.
The Murder of Elizabeth Alton. St. Martin's, Missouri, 2009. Elizabeth Alton was a bright and affectionate 9-year-old who lived in the small town of St. Martin's, Missouri. She was a typical child. She loved playing with her dolls, watching cartoons, and spending time with her family. On October 21st, 2009, Elizabeth walked over to her friend's house, just a few houses away. As dusk settled, Elizabeth's mother expected her home, but minutes turned into hours, and Elizabeth never returned. When her parents realized something was wrong, they immediately called the police. A search party scoured the area, but no trace of Elizabeth was found. The next day, suspicion fell on 15-year-old Alyssa Bustamante, Elizabeth's neighbor. Alyssa was known for her troubled behavior. She frequently wrote in her journal about dark thoughts and self-harm. Police initially had no reason to suspect her, but as they interviewed neighbors, inconsistencies in Alyssa's statements raised red flags. Investigators pressed harder, and eventually Alyssa broke. She led authorities into the woods behind her home, where she had dug a shallow grave days earlier. The confession was chilling. Alyssa admitted that she had been planning to kill someone for weeks, wanting to know what it felt like to take a life. She lured Elizabeth into the woods under the guise of playing, then attacked her, strangling her, slitting her throat, and stabbing her repeatedly. In her diary, Alyssa had written, "I just killed someone. I strangled them and slit their throat and stabbed them. It was amazing. As soon as you get over the, oh my God, I can't do this feeling, it's pretty enjoyable." When this was read in court, gasps filled the room. Elizabeth's family broke down in tears as they realized the monstrous fate their daughter had suffered. Alyssa Bustamante was charged with first-degree murder. To avoid the death penalty, she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and armed criminal action. She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. The town of St. Martin's was left in disbelief. How could a teenage girl commit such a horrific crime? The case remains one of the most disturbing instances of neighbor-related horror, proving that sometimes the most terrifying monsters don't lurk in the shadows. They live right next door.
The murder of Alicia Ross, Markham, Ontario, 2005. Alicia Ross was a bright and vibrant 25-year-old woman living with her family in the peaceful suburban neighborhood of Markham, Ontario. On the evening of August 16, 2005, Alicia returned home after spending time with her boyfriend, Sean Hine. She had sent him a text before heading inside, and that was the last time anyone heard from her. The next morning, Alicia's mother noticed she wasn't in her room. Concerned, she called Alicia's workplace, only to find out that she hadn't shown up. Panic set in as the hours passed. Alicia's disappearance was out of character. She had no history of running away or cutting off communication. The Ross family immediately contacted the authorities, triggering one of Canada's most highly publicized missing persons cases. The police searched the neighborhood, interrogating Alicia's boyfriend, family, and friends. Suspicion initially fell on Sean, as he was the last known person to see her. However, surveillance footage confirmed his alibi, clearing him of involvement. Days turned into weeks, and the search expanded. Hundreds of volunteers combed through forests, fields, and parks, but no trace of Alicia was found. As the investigation dragged on, police turned their attention to Alicia's next-door neighbor, Daniel Sylvester, a 31-year-old man who lived with his parents. He had a history of mental health issues and was socially withdrawn. Reports from other neighbors suggested that he had exhibited aggressive behavior in the past. Then, over a month after Alicia's disappearance, Sylvester walked into a police station and confessed. He told detectives that on the night of August 16th, he had been outside when he saw Alicia in her backyard. He claimed that an argument erupted between them, though he never provided a clear reason why. In a sudden and violent act, Sylvester attacked Alicia, striking her repeatedly before dragging her into his garage. Realizing what he had done, he panicked and transported her body over 50 miles away, dumping her remains in a remote area. When police followed his directions, they found Alicia's decomposed body. Sylvester was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. At his trial, he portrayed himself as remorseful, but the brutality of the crime suggested otherwise. He was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 16 years. The case left the Markham community in shock, serving as a grim reminder that even in the safest neighborhoods, the greatest dangers can sometimes be just next door.
Hello viewers, it's me, Post Edit. So yeah, this video has been in the works for a long time, and yeah, I'm glad I finally have it out. I really would have preferred to have had it out sooner than later, but you know, here we are. And yes, this is actually me. This actually isn't the AI voices, this is actually me. Just to let you know. So, hello friends. Hello, this might be the first time you're actually hearing me in my actual real voice. Hopefully the AI captured it properly. If not, hey man, you can only do so much. But either which way, like, I want to thank you all for watching. Since this prototype has been made and so on, this is actually a prototype video, mind you. Since this has actually been made, we have exploded, and I really can't thank you guys enough. I can't thank you guys enough for the support and for just sharing the video and just doing what you gotta do to help build up this community. Us subscribers. You subscribers, I should say. I really thank you guys. Like, you guys are the best, like, trust me. Either which way, the next video, well, at least the next subscriber count, which should be the 400 subscriber count specials, should be coming out soon. And, of course, the 500, 6, 7, 8, 9,000, 10,000, and now even 20,000. It is really crazy how quickly we exploded, man. It is so crazy. This has never happened. Like, in terms of, like, my first YouTube channel, and well, YouTube channel that I have taken seriously,
I've never really uploaded videos on other channels, but on this one, like first official, this is just monumental. Again, can't thank you guys enough. So, other than that, you guys, I hope you're having a good year. We just passed the middle mark of this year, and let's hope things are gonna look up for each and every one of us going forward. And sorry if it doesn't sound the best, how I'm trying to articulate myself. I don't typically record myself like that. The AI would make it so much easier, but hey, we're being authentic with this one. So yeah, be getting used to that because, you know, I'll probably pop up here and there. Real me, of course. But yeah, either which way, thanks for sticking around, and you guys take it easy, and y'all have a good day now. Thanks. And also, of course, how can I forget the one thing I always say? We're always watching.